might win it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown.
Oh, Maya! You're brought up. All right.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, yeah, actually my name, huh?
S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you.
You make me holler, girl.
All right, Coach, thanks. We are across the Cumberland River from downtown Nashville at Nissan Stadium in Tennessee. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Okay, ready? Mike 54. Watch the blood. Watch the blood. Watch the blood. Watch the blood. Watch the blood.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Joe Mixon. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And it'll be Titan football. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun. Lock. Got him in. It's Brown. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Luck. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They'll fake it. Now Love. This will be caught by Brown. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 32. And that is caught. And he has now tied the record. Touchdown. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That, too.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he will find his man on the outside. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Second and 1. He completes it to Boyd. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now back to throw. Going deep downfield. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. After the run, Luck going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Love, eluding the pressure right. Going deep here for Bryant. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Didn't have the receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
They'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Well, he's got a big leg, and when everything comes together, he can certainly hit from long range, but this one's going to come up just a little bit short. A very good effort, though.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Hey, box drop. Recon, 132 fighter.
Luck now to throw. This pass complete to Higgins. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Hey, Charlie.
Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Lawson, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Bengals drive about to get going. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Harold Landry in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Everyone go. 24's the mic. Blue down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to John Ross. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. He'll drop to throw. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Back to throw here. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And he comes back with one complete. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. They'll set up to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Okay, just like that. Cross. Hey, 2, middle.
Play action. It's locked. He's going to fire one deep over, and that's caught inside the 30. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This one fielded at the 5. And now look at him go. 20, 10, touchdown Titans. He goes 95 yards to the house on the kick return. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. On second down now, Mixon. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put them in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs? That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
Airing one out for Boyd. That's caught at the 25. 33 yards that time. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He'll look to throw. Open man is Ross, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 13-yard line. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Harold Landry, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. They'll look to throw here. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They'll drop to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And nothing there on the return. They got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool.
Through an opening, and there he goes. He's at the 40, the 20. Touchdown, Titans. A big play there. 96 yards. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. So their backs were against the wall, deep back in their own territory. and they run it all the way down into the end zone.
That takes a lot of coordination for an offensive team, doesn't it? Because, let's face it, it's really not a surprise that they're going to run the ball in that situation. Backed up that close to their own end zone, usually do call running plays, trying to be safe. Instead, it turns into an electrical run, a bolt for your team, and off he goes to the races.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big play there for the Bengals. 43 yards. Mixon with a first down carry. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle. Second and 5. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Cameron Batson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals were able to draw a bit closer. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, third quarter now from Jacksonville. And the Jaguars have scored again, so they are in the driver's seat big time in that one. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. He's at the 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Titans. A big play there, 70 yards, and the Titans are able to extend their lead.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown one play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. John Ross, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Back now in Nashville, it's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the fourth quarter.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Alert.
From the 35 on second down, Luck. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Back to throw, Luck.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack?
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
A big play that time for the Titans. 42 yards. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Second and goal from inside the 5. Throwing his line. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. Third and goal.
That's the way. Check.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll try and run for it. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Call that a 96-yard house call on the kick return. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Now, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Luck. And he's going to go down again.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. Open man is Higgins. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Looking to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 39. A big play there for Cincinnati. 56 yards. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on second and 10. Now back to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 23. Back to throw. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll look to throw. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Pull it good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And the Titans are going to come up with it. And that should just about do it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. 11 feet.
Throwing now, Luck. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
11. Hey, over.
Now it's Luck. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. And this score will stay right where it is. So this defense gets an assist from the goalpost, and as a result, it's going to keep them within 1 score.
Yeah, now looked to be good the whole way. But that is a big break here in the 4th quarter of a football game. Now your offense needs to find a way to capitalize.
Back to throw. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.